So I'm going to do a sunset one that I really like to do. Please put a message up if the audio is too loud, or I don't know if I can do anything about it now, but just so I know for future. This is kind of a test run. So anyway, I'm going to do it with pastels, soft pastels. I have lots of colors here. Be using blue, purple, orange, yellow, white. I've got white, I've got black, and be using all of that. I'm going to be doing it on newsprint. Newsprint's nice and soft and holds the pastels. I have a straight edge which I'm going to use to cheat to make the horizon line. So, tell you what, I'm not going to use this whole piece of paper. Let me go ahead and cut off where I'm going to use. This will be the top of my piece. This will be the bottom. I'll do something else here some other time. So first off, what I want to do is I want to make a horizon line. I'm using vine charcoal. It rubs out easy. You can sketch. I'm going to go very lightly with this. So I don't want it to be halfway. When you split a horizon in two, I don't really like the symmetry and balance. It tends to make a better composition if you go a little up or a little bit down from halfway. I'm going to go a little bit down. I've done this sunset lots of times before. Different classes in chalk on the side of the road, on the sidewalk. It's a little bit crooked. See, that's what I like about this charcoal, is I don't really, if I mess up, I can clean up my mistake easy. Let's try that again. There we go. That's a better horizon line. Doing the sunset in water is the top and the bottom. If this is sky and this is water, you're going to see the same colors kind of mirrored. This is the furthest point from us, the horizon. The illusion of the sunset makes it appear as though things towards the top are getting closer to us and things towards the bottom are getting closer to us. So we're going to use that to kind of give it some dimension. I'm going to start out with a dark color. I'm going to start out with purple. I might add some black to it to make it even darker. Black goes a long way with pastel, so I'm going to be really careful with that. And right away, I'm not going to try to get full coverage. This sunset kind of runs the spectrum of colors. Starting with the darkest part of the sky is the furthest away from us. The sun is down here. It gets darker as it goes up. So there's a purple. We're going to go from purple to blue, and then from blue we will go we'll go back to kind of a purplish blue, which then can bring us to red, which can bring us pink, orange, yellow, and then the sun will be white. So, got dark blue, purple, red, pink, orange, yellow, black, white, and black. So, I'm going to go next with the blue. Put it right on top of that purple. Bring it down just a little bit further. Go ahead and start putting the same thing at the bottom. It's going to be reflected down there. Again, not trying to get full coverage because I'm going to be blending in a second. Alright, let's add in a little bit of black towards the top to make it really dark. Just a little bit of black should do. Anyway, just a couple strokes. That's good enough. So we're going to transition our blue into purple. Don't use too much. I've already got purple on there, so. Then we transition the purple into red. If you know anything about your primary colors, you know these would follow each other in the spectrum. Let's go ahead and put my purple in the water. Put a little bit of red in there too. Alright, so I think my red's going to transition into pink. So just a little bit, even less down there. And what are we going to use next? Pink will transition into orange. That'll make a nice smooth sunset looking colors, yet it'll still kind of mirror the color spectrum. So here's my orange. My orange is going to wrap around where the yellow is going to be. Yellow is going to be the hottest spot where the sun is, which is going to be about right there. Same thing on the bottom as on the top. Now I'm going to go to my yellow. Before I put my yellow on, I think I might etch out where the sun is going to be, so I can avoid that when putting the yellow on. That way I can make the sun as bright as possible. I'll show you what I'm talking about. So let's position our sun right here, just above the horizon, almost touching it. We don't want it too big. Maybe you do, I don't know. Make your sun as big as you want. Alright. Go for my yellow now, all around. Kind of fill in everywhere else. Notice I didn't put the white in the water for the sun. I've got a different way of doing that. The ripples in the water refract the light from the sun, and it's not a perfect reflection of a ball. So each ripple you see will reflect some of the sun. So it's going to end up as a line that comes down. We'll put that in a second. Let's go ahead and put our yellow in the bottom. Alright, so now I think I'm ready to do some blending. I don't know if you can still see the horizon line. I'll reinforce that in just a minute, but it goes right along here, if you can't see it. So maybe that helps, right along there. And what I'm going to do is put an island right here, and that way I can show something reflecting in the water. I like to make a palm tree that reflects in the water. Anyway, let me blend this some. I have a wet paper towel right here and a dry paper towel. I'm going to clean my hands off because I've got all sorts of colors on there that I might not want to mix with other colors. I'm going to dry them off because I don't want to make my pastel chalk muddy. Alright, so blending, I'm going to start out just using 2 fingertips. First I'm going to move that black and just see how much it moves and blends in. I want to turn it black, so I'm rubbing kind of soft. Really don't want to turn it black. Then I'm going to go ahead and do a hand wash to get that black off my hand. Then I'm going to go to the blue and try to move that up into the black. The blue and the purple, I guess. There we go. That's kind of the effect that I'm going for. Very dark skies. It's becoming night up here. The sun's going. Rubbing my colors downward into each other. I'm not going back up with them. Now with the pink, it's very light. I might want to wash my hands in between. So I've got all kinds of blue, purple, red, and the pink is really light. I want it to stay very pink. Go ahead and wash my hands. Dry my hands. I'm going to start right on that pink and try not to touch anything else. Go down to the horizon and then come back up and maybe try to blend the colors a little bit better. So here we go, right on the pink. Then I'm going to move it into the orange. Orange moves into yellow. I think it's okay that I move that upper orange down into the, or the upper yellow down into the lower orange. I'm going to go up with it. Get kind of a smoother effect. It's pretty good for now. I'm going to put some clouds in here. But for now, see, I just got a little bit of black in the yellow. That's alright. Maybe that'll turn into a cloud. An ominous little cloud lives right there. So, gonna go ahead, get my hands clean before I start working on the water. And this time with the water, I'm just gonna work the yellow all the way down into the blue. We'll be adding some dark into the water. Reflections are always darker than the real thing. That'll be in a later stage when we add some ripples into the water. It'll automatically darken it. Little shortcut I figured out there. So anyway, so I'm going to blend now in the water from the yellow down to the blue. I hope you can still see my horizon line right there. I kind of want it to disappear on this side. It's disappeared enough. Yellow down into the orange, down into the pink, into the red, into the purple, into the blue. And we'll be adding some black. Use my whole hand here, why not? Get it done a little quicker. So, as you see, my hand is, this one is filthy. Clean it off. Dry it off. And we're going to go ahead and reinforce our horizon line now and put some trees in it. I don't know, maybe they're mountains, who knows. Make them larger on the left-hand side. Make it small as they go towards the right. It's almost like an island sticking out here. Important part is we want a nice straight line to represent our horizon. Now these trees are also going to reflect in the water. Go ahead and do that. is going down behind the trees. We're going to want to put the sun reflecting in the water. For that, I'm going to use my white pastel, and as I said before, the way that the sun reflects in the water isn't as mirrored as the sky. Each wave refracts a little bit, so we're going to have a little reflection here, here, and it's just going to, as it gets closer towards us, it's not going to be as bright. The important part is that it's centered right with the sun. Some kind of random scribbles. Not all of them are the same length. Alright. So now I have my sun reflecting in the water. I might do some details in the sky. Some clouds. For sure some clouds. Alright, so let me get up in there. I'm going to use black at first and just give the hint of some clouds. Black is really strong, so I don't want it to take over. There's different poofy clouds and maybe some that kind of stretch off. Maybe one that goes in front of the sun. Alright, that's good to start off with. I'm going to go to my white next and finish those clouds off. Not finish them off, but basically shape them with the white. I haven't blended that black at all. I'm going to use my white actually as a blender and to apply white to the paper. So what part of the sun is hitting the cloud? Part of the cloud is going to be in shadow. More the top part of the cloud would be in shadow because the sun would be coming up and hitting it, kind of like that. Now remember, the top of this is closer to us than the bottom. The horizon is the furthest away. Closest, furthest away. So things in the distance appear smaller. So clouds that are higher in the sky are possibly bigger, or appear to be bigger, than clouds that are lower in the sky. I might even put a big, huge cloud up here. That's not always necessarily true because all clouds are different sizes, and you could have a tiny little cloud close up and a gigantic cloud far away. So it's not necessarily true, just something to think about when you're forming clouds. We don't want them just to be gray either. We're going to put some color in there. Go back to my black. Do the big cloud as I was talking about. Maybe one there and one there. Go back with my white the same way. And blend the black with the white. Get some shade. I'm also going to be blending with my fingers, so These are a lot closer to us, so the reflection on the bottom might be quite a bit brighter than these clouds. Okay, so I have some clouds, I have my horizon, I have my mirrored reflection in the water. Of course, I'm going to have to put some clouds in the water. Got dust all over. I'm going to use a little bit of finger rubbing on the clouds to kind of soften them here and there. I don't want to soften them completely. There's some parts of them that I might want to show as hard edges. Most of it I do want a little bit softer, so. And that black is really rubbing in nicely to the top of the clouds. I'm even extending the shape, making sure I don't rub the black too far down into my white highlights that I put in there. Maybe this one goes all the way up into the night sky there. Maybe this one extends, meets this cloud. And has some kind of weird shape here. On the sunset, you often see colors in the clouds, so there's no reason why we can't put some colors in there too. I'm going to go for a little bit of red in the highlights. Same red I used in the background. Just put a hint of it here and there. Purple. Purple is great in clouds. I'm going to go back to blending with my finger a little bit, get those colors in. Okay, I like that for now. I'm thinking that that I'll leave the clouds be for now and maybe do some work on the water. Just put some ripples and waves in the water. And maybe something that's going to reflect in the water for now. And I might make some lower clouds here. I'm not sure. We'll see what it looks like as it goes along. It changes every time, so. Go for my black, and I'm just going to lightly go across the water and add some black. I will add more as I get to the bottom because I need to put some of those clouds in the water. So just some black streaks. Holding my hand really loosely, it helps to get straighter lines. I'm going to start using more black towards the bottom. Now when I blend this in, I don't want to blend it in as completely as I blended in the color of the sky and the water. I'm going to be a little bit more careful with it because I still want some sharp edges in the black, but I don't want it to be all sharp edges. So check it out, kind of like this. Okay. So lightly spread the black. And if you are watching this, this is a demo, kind of a test piece for upcoming portrait painting classes. Still trying to figure out how to use my camera here and my equipment, and it's a learning curve, but I will get it right. So water's starting to look good. Maybe I'll blend that black a little bit more. When you blend the black, it tends to get a little bit darker. Really want it dark at the very bottom. My easel's in the way. I'll just lower it. There we go. Alright. I'm trying to keep horizontal motions going with these water ripples right across that sunset. Right across the sun reflection, I should say. Now, where are those clouds? Let's put the reflection of those clouds. I've got my white. It's going to be exact mirror, so and just do some blending in with the black that's there, and mix it in. A cloud that goes like this. Mirror it. You really can't see the cloud so much, as you know it's there, and it's got to be mirrored, or else it doesn't look right. Everything in the sky is reflected in the water. And the details sometimes don't show up that well on those. Again, thinking of this whole thing as a mirror. Back with my white. Use my fingers to blend that some now. I've got black on my fingers. That yellow needs to be darker than it is here, so as long as I have black on my fingers, I might as well use it to do that. It's also going to separate the water from the sky in these parts where you can't really tell. All right. We're well on our way to having our landscape done here. Blend that red just a little bit there. I think I need to wash off my hands at this point. I'm going to muddy up the water a little bit at the bottom by adding a little bit of purple. And that'll kind of help represent the reflection of those clouds. So, back to my purple. I like the way that's getting a nice muddy look mixed with the black and the blue and everything else. It does appear that I need a little bit more of this orange and pink in the water aren't really showing up. I'll just put a couple stripes. These can be like ripples as well. I'm not going to really blend these much, if at all. See how it looks like without blending first. Some of my yellow streaks in. That one was a little too fat, but oh well. A little too fat, I'll just blend. There we go. Kind of liking that. Missing the pink. Just put a hint of pink here. Kind of see the sky reflected in the water there. Alright, so let's work on really making this look like it's water by putting a reflection in there. Now I could use my fat dark charcoal, could use my vine charcoal, which is not very dark, and might rub away really easy, but I also have two different shades of charcoal pencils, and I think I might go with the lighter of the two for this purpose, because I really don't want the trees to be the darkest thing. I think that these trees along here might be a little bit darker than a tree that sticks up into the sun, so I'll use my lighter charcoal to get that in there. And these are just simple palm trees. I'm not going for a lot of detail here. If I make them too tall, they won't look right compared to the size of the trees on this side of the painting. So I'm just going to start with a little palm tree with a bend in it. Now, palm tree trunks tend to stay the same size. They might be slightly larger at the bottom, but if they are, not much. I don't want to make that palm tree much taller than that. It's going to kind of dwarf these trees. I could make them bigger if it turns out too big, but let's see what this looks like. Put some palm fronds on. They stick up and out, kind of like a dandelion to do it at first. And without detail, this is a pretty good representation of a palm tree. Especially it's backlit by the sun. All you can see is this shadow. And we still want some light to come in between the branches. Now the same with the sky, the palm tree is going to mirror into the water. So I'm going to mirror it, try to get it exactly the same into the water as I did into the air. So how far did I go up? How far do I go down? How thick is it? That's good. There's a gap here I'm paying attention to. And at this point, since reflections, as I said earlier, are darker than the real thing, maybe I'll go to my darker charcoal pencil to do the reflection of the palm tree. I'm just going to go over it since I've already done it. You see how that's making it darker? And even less detail in the reflection than in the tree sticking up. Thinking I want one more thing to reflect in the water, and I'm going to put a little baby palm tree in there. And for that, I'm going to go back to my lighter colored charcoal pencil to put this one in. This one's going to go straight up. How about that? Straight up and down palm tree. Or close to it. My palm fronds on. Kind of overlap with this one. Overdo it. That's probably good. Kind of looks like it's more in the distance than the other one. So let's do the reflection with the darker of the two. Are we on? Yes. Alright, so I'm going to try to go straight down with it and mimic it. Kind of fronds intermingle here. There we go. I might even blur it just a little bit. Anyway, I think that's good for palm trees for now. Foreground. The foreground, we're definitely not going to be able to see any detail. This sun is way low in the sky, and it's blocking us from being able to see any detail at all. If we were on the beach looking back at the palm tree on this side, we could see plenty of green and some details or whatever. But here's our foreground, and our beach isn't on the paper, so we're going to pretend like our beach maybe starts down here, and we have some palm trees that are on some dunes in the beach, and they're coming up, blocking our view of the sunset a little bit. Before I do that, I'm going to go back to the sun and see if I can get it a little rounder. I just noticed my shape of my sun looks like a tennis ball that's been chewed on by a dog. So I'm going to try to get that quite a bit rounder. Just kind of put some on, look at it. Make small adjustments until I get it to where I want it to be. Nice and bright. Brightest part of the painting. Alright, that's good. Yeah. Alright, so put some foreground in. This can be done really any way. Palm trees don't have to come from here or here or here or here. It's kind of up to you. It's, you know, your landscape. So it's your beach scene you're creating. Maybe you've seen this type of thing somewhere before, and you can recreate what you've seen, or you can just make your own world. So I like to make my own world. All right, I'm going to start with a palm tree and figure out, it's in the dunes down here, and it comes up. It's so close to us that it's gigantic. It's the same size as these palm trees here, but it appears so much larger because it's so much closer to us that it's going to be humongous. Let's start out with one coming up in this direction. So first I'm just going to kind of sketch the shape in its curved trunk. You can go ahead and blacken it in. I kind of like that. Remember, palm tree trunks tend to stay the same size at the top as they are at the bottom. Maybe a little bit thicker at the bottom, but not much. And I'm just going to keep rubbing at this palm tree until it gets to an appropriate thickness that I feel looks like it matches the height to be the same type of palms that grow in this area. So I like this thickness. I'm going to put a little bit detail in it just by scribbling back and forth. Kind of make it look like some, I don't know what you call them, palm tree shards, bark, I don't know, sticking off the side. Let's take this one up, all the way up. Now our branches are going to be coming down. First, before I put branches on, I think I'm going to put one more palm tree to kind of balance this out. If I put it bending this way, I don't know if I like the way that looks. I think it'll be bending the same way, but instead of coming from the side, it'll be coming from the bottom. So this one's not going to go quite off the paper. Let's go almost to the top, like right there. And I ended up with a much thicker trunk, but that's okay because this palm tree is closer to us. Some palm bark, whatever you want to call it. I'm trying to stay out of the way of the camera view. Gotta work at that. Blow off my extra dust. Extra dust. Kind of like that. Clouds kind of go up that way. This cloud does. These go this way. That goes this way. Your eyes kind of go around the whole thing. It's kind of a void here. When you look at the painting, it doesn't, your eyes don't really travel there, but we'll fix that. We're going to put some palm fronds in. Now, let me zoom back out a little bit. So, we really can't see the top of this palm tree. We're not sure really exactly where the top is, where the palm fronds are coming from. So really, doesn't matter that much. Just matters the shape of the palm fronds. And there's a way to do that, and I'm about to show you. So let's imagine one's coming around here, and they have kind of a diamond shape to them, except for all the leaves go out. So think of a diamond shape with all the leaves going outwards. See, I've gotten to the edge of my diamond, so they're going to get shorter and shorter and shorter and shorter. All right, there's one. It might be like a wily one that's kind of broken and hanging down here. Again, I want to do my diamond shape with all the leaves going the same direction. To my diamond shape here, smaller at the tip. And maybe there's one. I don't want it at the same angle as that. It's going to look like a TP, so let's see. Either at more of an angle or less of an angle. Let's put more an angle this way. Let's say the diamond corner is right here. So right here would be the other one. Bring it into a diamond. I'm going to start to go in. So you get shorter, shorter, shorter. All right. Now another broken branch hanging down. Diamond-shaped leaves. Starting to cut off a lot of my sunset there, but I want one more branch. Possibly coming right there. All right, and the way they overlap, they kind of they lose their detail, but it still makes visual sense because your eyes can pick up where all those shapes were made. Anyway, let's work on one on the other side. Now over here, there's not going to be much going this way that we can see. Maybe just some stripes and shapes. Let's go ahead and do that real quickly. That's going to go up into a diamond shape and calm down, and then we're going to have one hanging down. Our diamond shape. Put some baby ones hanging down. These will develop into big leaves later on in this palm tree's life. So let's go up with one here. Alright. So, in fact, I might use my kneaded eraser here and get rid of some of this that I don't want. At least fade it. There. That's better. So, to continue working on this right-hand palm tree, let's do a wild branch that comes right out, way out. That might be a little far, but let's see what happens. I like to experiment. Diamond shape, get more narrow. Diamond shape, it's going to get more narrow. I like that. There's one more coming down this way. It's a little bit longer. There we go. All the leaves go in the same way, but in so doing, making it kind of a diamond shape. I've seen palm trees with different shaped leaves, but this is how this one is. Now, of course, we need something coming across here. Let's make it even longer. All right, so got some foreground palm trees. I went over my border, try to get rid of some of that. All right, now what about some sea oats or some maybe aloe? I don't know what grows on the beach. I'm not much of a plant guy, but I do know how to make plants that maybe look like they grow on the beach, so kind of make them aloe shaped. Get out of the view here, see what I am doing. Bring this down a little bit. I need to go right from the bottom and my easel's in the way, so I'm going to pull the paper out a little bit. These leaves are fat, succulent leaves, kind of like aloe. Let's go ahead and call it aloe. Get narrow at the top, fat at the bottom. Again, we don't have to worry about detail. The sun's all behind it. You can't see the detail. You do have to make the shape consistent. I think that's aloe. I don't know what it is. Something that grows on the beach. Anyway, let's try to make the tips a little thinner. Alright, let's put another one. I don't want palm tree plant. I'm going to kind of random. I don't want it right in the center though. I'm going to put another one right here. Now this one maybe isn't quite as in view as the other one. So maybe all we see is a couple of the leaves. so sea oats, those are fun. Just gonna kind of help to complete this whole look. What we want to do is try not to make a pattern. We're going to make streaks, different sizes. See how I got tall, small, small. I want to try to stay away from that. That was bad. You're not likely going to see them get incrementally smaller like that. So let's put one in between. Maybe some here. These blow in the wind. Some here, some here. Again, I'm starting to get patterns. I gotta watch out for patterns. It's so easy to do patterns accidentally. One directly behind that plant. Maybe a couple behind this plant. Alright, so now that we have our stems for the sea oats, let's put some oats on them. Just putting them on one side of the stem. Try not to lose my painting off my easel. I don't want to make these oats too long. Quick little swipes are giving me nice thin lines. I don't know if you can hear the sound it's making. Alright, move over here, do some more. Something I'm noticing is almost all of my sea oats are the same height. Let's get a nice tall one in here and there. And those are those patterns I was talking about. So that's pretty good on the sea oats, except for the stems don't really go all the way down. I'm just going to carefully extend them down past where the viewer can see. There we go. We could do some more stuff. We could this cloud a little bit fuzzier. I'm going to put some misty clouds that aren't really even clouds. I've got black on my finger, by the way. That's how I'm adding that to there. Put some more color on top of that. Pink is in there, but I don't want a solid block of pink. Coming back with some of my colors that I feel like I might need some more of. Could have called it quits, but hey, it's hard to tell when something's done. Let's bring some of this orange down into the yellow. Alright, so let's finish off with some highlights underneath these clouds. And the sun might be shining, so we just barely get highlight on the edge of our palm tree. That were the case, we'll probably get one here too. And I'm going to try to fix this where I put black in to the yellow, and I'm not really liking the way that looks, so that's alright, it's fixable. I just have to wash my hands and get all the black off, get some yellow, and go right back over it. There we go. Clean finger. Blend. And that's pretty much my favorite quick sunset to do. So I hope you liked it. I know I working on that, and my portrait painting classes are coming up. They're going to be awesome. Not sure who will start painting a portrait of, but it'll be somebody famous. And we're going to start with someone easy. So I have some ideas. I'll be posting that soon. So thanks for watching, and a little signature on here. Kind of blends in. So hopefully I'll see you again. I'll be making more videos. Hopefully this is good enough for me to leave up. I'm gonna watch it and decide. It might be gone tomorrow, but whoever watched it, thank you.